Hello, this is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. As most of you are aware, I covered the Kenneka Jenkins case back when it happened, back in, I think, September 9th, 2017. And during the entire time I was covering, I was the only person that was trying to put out the factual information in a sea of conspiracy nut jobs. I mean, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. This case, it's a sad case. Kenneka Jenkins was at a party at the Rosemont Hotel. I think they got there around 1:15, and after arriving there, they were partying, etc. And Kenneka Jenkins was on a anti-seizure medication called topiramate. It's also used for weight loss. Now, if you combine topiramate with alcohol, it can lead to severe disorientation and high intoxication. I mean, she was stumbling around, and that's actually what happened to her. She wasn't drugged by anybody. Nobody was following her. So at some point when they were about to leave, I think it was after 3 o'clock in the morning, I would say probably around 3:20 or so, they go out in the lobby. Now, what you're looking at right here is room 924 and 926. I think they had both rooms, if my memory is correct. But I'm really just going to show you the movements and where she went. All right, so let's just start playing it right now. And this is just going to kind of pan around and show you what it looked like up there on the 9th floor. This is where the party was. And the camera's panning slowly. I think I even sped it up. I'm not sure what this guy was doing with this type of filming. It's not the greatest. But as you can see, there's a row of elevators on the left there. And then as the camera pans around, the elevator that Kenneka went in is the last one on the right over here. And that's it right there. The one that's open right here to the right of that phone. Okay, so as the camera's panning, you can see the officer filming this video. That's the elevator that Kenneka went in. And then the next shot is down below where she comes out. But I actually put together all the different videos just so that you have a clear understanding. All right, so after going in the elevator, you would take the elevator down to the lower level. And so that's where the accident happened. Was she was sitting outside, her friends went back in to get a phone, and they left Kenneka out by the elevator, and she got in the elevator and she hit LL and went down to the lower level. And then as the door opens up, here she comes out of the elevator, and it's 3:25:03 in the morning. And she's, you can tell she's highly intoxicated, can barely stand up. And at this time in the morning, there's almost nobody awake or down on that level for sure. Now, another lady and their daughter came down there at around 3:27, but went straight up to the upper level near the lobby. See where Kenneka is right now in this video? Just a little bit after this, if she turned left, it would have taken her right to the lobby. There's a set of stairs, so right about now, if she'd turned left, she would have gone upstairs to the lobby. But she didn't do that. She just kept walking down the hallways here. And you can see there's an arrow. I have her going. That's what it looked like from her point of view, going up that direction. And she's just still stumbling, staggering, leaning against the wall, really struggling. And it's just unfortunate that nobody saw her that could have reported it. And then that's what it looked like in front of her. There's a conference room right to the right there, and then she turns left, goes around this corner, and you can see those same cabinets or whatever you want to call them on the right there. And she's walking down. And she tries various rooms as she's walking down as well. See, right there, she's tried to go into a door. And she's just really struggling down there. And the way these cameras work is they always film 10 seconds, the motion activated ones. And then once a motion is detected, it adds the 10 seconds that it had already been recording, and then keeps recording as motion is detected. And as soon as motion is stopped being detected, it just stops recording. So if you're really small in the distance, it'll stop recording because it wasn't enough motion to be detected. So here she is at the end of that long hallway. Now you can see those black cabinets on the left-hand side. And in front of her were these double doors. Now, if you can see through the windows there, there's a whole nother set of double doors, and those are these doors right here. And she goes through those set of double doors there and then goes into this kitchen. Now, inside this kitchen, there aren't a lot of cameras. There's a couple. There's this one and another one, but she goes off screen, and we don't know what it really looks like there. I think there's been other videos out on YouTube that showed it. But she walks over to the left over there, and then momentarily, there's just no footage to add, so the screen's dark here. And then it seems like she must have turned around and started heading back to the kitchen area where the main shot was that we just saw with her entering. And then you'll see her walking by right here. And then in the next shot, you'll just see her in the lower right-hand corner. Watch, there's a little bit of her head pops by. Boom. And then she turns to the right. She goes to the right and goes out a door. And then from the door, another door that she goes out, this is what it looks like. She came out and then went this direction towards us. And then from that perspective, if we turn around, she'd be facing right through this double door right here. So that last arrow would go through this door, and this is exactly where she ended up going. So this is on the other side of that door, coming towards us. And then now we're back into the surveillance of that same area. So she comes walking in, and to the right there is the women's bathroom. And on the far end down there, right where she's at right now, is the men's bathroom. And then to her right around that corner is a drinking fountain, and there's steps right there. And she's really, very intoxicated. And this is the longest segment that she's on camera. There just isn't anybody awake at this time of night in that area. Her friends come down there at about 4:30, like an hour later. They're looking all around for her in the hotel. They get a bad rap, but they were all intoxicated, and this is just one of those things. It's just incredibly bad luck is what happened here. Like, she just was walking alone. This whole time is only about 8 minutes total. The entire time when she comes down the elevator it's even less than 8 minutes when she exits the elevator to the time she goes into the freezer. It's less than 8 minutes. And right now she was in the men's bathroom there for a moment. And now she's over by where the drinking fountain is. And now it skips some time here because she's not on camera at all. And here she comes. There was no motion detected. That's what I was saying. So see that red box? That's motion being detected. Okay, so right now she's headed towards that door. Right there on the left was the men's bathroom. And then she goes out those doors. And then remember, to the right there was that kitchen. But now she's going forward all the way down this hallway and turning left. And here's what it looks like over there. You turn left and go through this door right there. And when you go through those doors, or that door, there is a stairway that goes up. And it's very steep. So the door is just on the right there. So you come in and you turn right and go up the stairs. But there's just a door right to the right. You come up the stairs. And then at the top, this is what it looks like. And at the top, she would have turned left. And then gone through that door right there. And then this is on the other side of that door, and she goes in the direction of the arrow. So there's an ice machine right there. And then you'll see wooden doors. See, this kitchen was under construction, and that's why there was a lawsuit, because it wasn't. See that lock that's on there? That was not there when Kenneka was there. Now, this is on the other side of that door. So after going through the wooden door, she's on this side, and she goes that direction where the arrow's pointing towards the freezer. And you see it right here. This is the look of the entire kitchen. And she walks by that counter right there. You'll see her in a second. And then on that desk over there, there's a Starbucks coffee cup that's just there. It's just never moves. It's crazy. That thing was never touched by anybody. All right, so there's a Starbucks cup over there. And here she comes walking in. And then she kind of cuts over here. Now, this is what it looks like from her perspective. She can see over there, she sees the refrigerator R95. And she's just kind of walking over there. And you can see in all the videos here, there isn't a soul in it. It's just her, all by herself, highly intoxicated, and just doesn't know where she is or, any kind of pending danger. And then here is R95 right here. Okay, so then she would have opened this. Maybe she just was checking in there. And this is I think this first area here is a refrigerator, but see that door on the left? That's the freezer. Now, they both could be freezers. Maybe they're just two different sets, two different rooms for the freezer. And then she went into this room right here. And this is where they found her on the ground. Now, just to the right as you enter the door. I think the camera pans down. And she was found there right on the right. Now, I have a photograph. I don't show her face or anything like that. Just the legs and her laying there. So she was found right there. Okay? So, it's just a really sad case. And, it's a really simple case. It's not complicated. There isn't more going on. It's just something where she was so intoxicated in an 8-minute period, less than 8 minutes. She wandered, made it all the way down to the lower levels, just wandered the halls aimlessly. There was nobody down there because it was so early in the morning. It was 3:25. And it's just really bad circumstances. And she did win the mother won a $10 million lawsuit, and apparently the mother got like 3.5, and then 2 other people got over $1 million, and the attorneys got a big chunk too. Now, I don't know why Teresa, it seems like people are saying online that she's used up all the money and she's just out there trying to stir up controversy again. Who knows why? Okay, but this case is actually very simple when you have the surveillance footage. There is not another soul in any of the video where Kenneka is walking on surveillance. And she's on there for like 4 minutes of the 8 minutes she's walking. All right? There is no evidence at all. And if there was another person back there in that freezer area, they would have had to set off the motion sensors to get out of there because there's no way out from back there. All right? So there you have it, everybody. I just wanted to put out a new video that shows it a little bit better than before. And hopefully when you see it, you'll realize what happened here. I still keep getting comment after comment about, oh, something's just not right. Something's just not this. Something's just not that. And the truth is, sometimes things are just what they are, like 99% of the time. And that's what this case is. It's very unfortunate. Kenneka seemed like she was a nice kid, and absolutely, because of bad circumstances and the kitchen not being secured, she ended up passing away and freezing to death. It looks like she really struggled to get out of there. She probably didn't realize that you have to push in on the little knob, and that unlocks the freezer so you can get out. She probably tried to pull on it. She probably tried to twist it. But it didn't occur to her, because you'd have to know about it, to push it in and have the door open. All right. Well, anyways, thank you all very much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you guys could hit that like button, that would be great. Leave a comment in the comments section. And subscribe to my channel. All right, so thank you all very much for watching again. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.